Welcome to the CrowdStrike Federal podcast series. Today, we'll discuss identity protection and where it aligns to a sound zero trust strategy. The last several weeks have been busy time in government for cyber. The White House released a new ambitious national cybersecurity strategy. The NSA released a new zero trust guidance focused on identity, credential, and access management capabilities. We've seen CrowdStrike also recently release its 2023 Global Threat Report. One of the key messages of the threat report highlighted that last year, 80% of the cyber attacks leveraged identity-based techniques to compromise legitimate credentials to try to evade detection. This year, the report shows adversaries are doubling down on stolen credentials with a 112% year-over-year increase in advertisements for access broker services identified in the criminal underground. So today we'd like to explore identity protection as it relates to ICAM. And joining me today is Andrew Harris. Andrew is CrowdStrike's Senior Director of Global Public Sector Technical Strategy. And I'd like to welcome Andrew. Andrew, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Ned. Appreciate it.
So, Andrew, I'm looking forward to the conversation today because I know that identity is an area that is very close to your background, and you spent a lot of time in this arena and answering a lot of questions. So let me start with CrowdStrike has a unique perspective when we say the words identity protection with our customers. One that's very different than when we typically would describe credential management or ICAM or FICAM in the case of the federal government. Can you take a moment and share with our audience your perspective and how you would first define identity protection versus ICAM?
Absolutely, Ned, and it's a great question. CrowdStrike is uniquely positioned to ultimately get visibility across the entire identity plane. And what I mean by that is identities exist in multiple locations all at the same time. So for myself, for example, my identity exists on my MacBook here right in front of me. It could exist in when I log on to, say, our exchange. It exists when I access AWS. I have identities in Salesforce. And an attack against any one of those applications that has my identity exposed is an attack against my identity and an attack against all of the rights I have access